Happy April Fool's Day! Today is already April. Can you believe it? It's been 3 whole months. First quarter is over. I don't have the data yet for the first quarter, but here's my most recent market update. Happy April Fool's Day! I know it's already April. Can't believe it. And here's my market update. No. April, Happy April Fool's Day! I can't believe it's already April, but here we are. Today I'm bringing you a market update and it's not a fool, so it's all true data. Let's check it out. As many of you know, I always attend the real estate convention in February held by Gary Keller, the owner and creator of Keller Williams Realty. And he has these amazing slides about the market in the past and what is predicted. So here you go. This is the first slide from Gary Keller showing that this annual sales actually were decent last year compared to the last 2 years. We didn't have a big drop, even though it felt like we were slower. This year we predicted to go up a little bit. In San Diego, very similar. The last 3 years were very even. This year we will see we are at 5,165 properties sold so far, which is a little bit behind. But what he mentioned is that we had severe weather throughout the nation, which affects everybody. Historically goes up by about 4%. We are still above the trend line by 7.4% nationwide. In San Diego, we are definitely still high. However, there's a lot of talk about our market going down, market prices falling because we are so high. And yes, we definitely are high, but you can kind of see we are actually leveling out. And if you look at the last 6 years, we had a massive increase in property prices. Right now, the detached homes, we ended at 1,060,000 compared to February 2020, we were at 677,000. That is a 56% increase. The median sales price for attached properties is at 663,000, which did come a little bit down. However, compared to February 2020, which was 450,000, it's up 47%. I always say you don't buy a property to sell in 2 years. You want to be able to hold on for it, and you always gain equity. The inventory nationwide is extremely low, but it's climbing, and we can see the same in San Diego. However, if you look at our recent graph, we really came back down and our inventory is very low. And if I put that in perspective, right now we have 5,328 properties for sale in all of San Diego County, which is very large, which includes all the outskirts of San Diego. So if I'm looking at detached houses, we have 2,571 under $1 million, only 867 properties in all of San Diego County. So now let's look at, let's say, Claremont. There's 3 homes for sale under $1 million. If we go a little bit further inland to La Mesa, we actually have 18 homes. But let's say you want a 4 bedroom. Now you have 7 properties to choose from. And out of those 7, probably some are not upgraded, might have a bad layout, be on a busy road. So the inventory is really, really low. I hear so much about prices coming down, and you can see the price reductions in the MLS. However, realistically, from the list price compared to the sales price, we had 97.8%. That's a really good number. The biggest factor, as always, are the mortgage rates. They were predicted to come below 6%, and we did for a little bit. And right now, which we didn't know back when the slide was made, is that we went to war with Iran. So that right now changes the mortgage rates. So what am I taking away of all the data that I have right now? For sellers, what I see in San Diego, preparation really, really matters. What that means is not just taking pictures and putting it on the market. It really means that every aspect of your home has to be picture perfect. That doesn't mean your house has to be fully remodeled. It just means what you have needs to be clean, decluttered, it needs to be staged. Every detail matters. Buyers are looking for the perfect homes. Yes, you need professional photography. And if I could scream at every single agent that uses cell phone pictures, I would do so. And properties that are not staged. Like I see properties that have the toilet seats open. There are tons of stuff on the makeup counter. The kitchen is cluttered. Nobody wants to see that. And buyers look at that and think, oh my God, this is a cluttered house. They probably don't take care of their properties, and it sits on the market. The consumer takes seconds to decide if they like your house or not. Think about it. We are all on social media and just scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. So to catch your attention on a property, the first picture, the first one, two, three pictures that they look at have to be amazing. Lastly, of course, as always, pricing is the key. You have to price based on the market, and that doesn't just mean based on the comps. Let's say you have a fantastic property that's the best of the best in the neighborhood. However, in that neighborhood, the ceiling of the price might be a certain limit. And nobody in that neighborhood buys a house that's $100,000 higher than anything else. So you have to take in consideration who lives in the neighborhood, who buys in the neighborhood, and what is their budget. The buyers are also really looking at the future value and their future cost and repairs. The consumer confidence is extremely low right now, and that's the biggest challenge we have. A month ago, Keller talked about this, and he pointed out the only two times that the consumer confidence was as low as right now was in 1966 when the Vietnam War was going on, and in 1981 during the Great Recession. He was talking a month ago prior to the current Iran war. So even then, the consumer confidence was very low. A big factor for that is, of course, our news. News work on negativity and showing the worst. They are never showing you the best of the best. However, nowadays, everybody's on social media, and there's so many social media memes or accounts that talk about how bad buying is. And these are social media influencers. They are usually not real estate agents that know the market and understand the value of owning a home. Owning a home is still the greatest asset in history. And I don't think anybody ever said, oh, I wish I didn't buy, unless for very specific reasons. Everybody who bought usually is very happy that they did when they did, because over the years, you build equity, you have safety, you have your own home you can always come back to. With that said, you always want to look at the long term, not the short term. Technically, our economy, based on what Gary Keller presented just a month ago, we are doing great. Yes, of course, there are certain issues, but we were doing fundamentally very well. That was before we started the war with Iran, which really impacts us now because of the gas prices. And we will see how that continues. For buying, I always say, Gary Keller always says, it is always the right time to buy the right property. I hope this market update was insightful. For sellers, we do get multiple offers if the property is priced right, presented well. All my listings had multiple offers. And for buyers, owning a property is still the best thing to have security. You don't have to deal with a landlord. You can't get kicked out. It's your home and it's your safety net. So if you have any other questions, please reach out. I would love to help you, love to explain anything else, and have a fantastic day.